Welcome back, everybody, to the Rockies franchise, where we are closing in on the postseason. The NL West has become a two-team race, and it's the Dodgers and the Rockies, just like we've been used to in this series. Each team got stronger at the trade deadline, and I've expected an intense battle down the stretch this entire time. LA recently took over the lead in this division, but our recent series win against them has tightened the standings again. One of the storylines lately has been the inconsistency for pitching, but it feels like the rotation's getting into a good spot, and so far Gregory Soto has played well in the new closing role. Rosters expand as we get to September, and as I've planned for a while, Tony Locey will be called up to the Major League roster as he's been one of the better AAA relievers, and we could use the depth down the stretch. Now, what would you do with the other roster spot? I found this to be a difficult question because there wasn't an obvious player, and I like the depth we have. So, this is a little unconventional, but we're just going to sign a free agent, Keon Broxton. And I wanted to have his speed on the team to be a pinch runner if the team needs it. I felt like we had depth for the infield, the outfield. Why not get a really good pinch running option for the 28th player? So we signed Keon Broxton and continue into the month of September, winning a series against LA and picking up momentum as we sweep the Texas Rangers. Xander Bogaerts has a 3-hit day, and the Rockies go yard 3 times in this 11-2 victory. Dustin May almost goes complete against the Rangers, goes 8 innings, and we follow that up with a rally in the 9th and 3 more in the 11th to take one away from the Rangers again. Gregory Soto picks up his 8th save, and this has the Rockies a half game back of LA, 8-2 over their last 10 games. Next up, we get a series against the Atlanta Braves. Rockies keep on winning 3-0 in the series opener. The next day, it's an 8-4 victory. The Rockies having one of their best winning streaks of the season, and it gets them back into first place with the Dodgers slumping a little bit. On the next day, the Rockies score a 2-1 win. They don't sweep the Braves. However, against the San Francisco Giants, they go right back to their winning ways. Back at home, 7-1. Nimmo and Devers go yard as Zach Gallen goes 8 1/3, nearly getting a complete game shutout. And they have a chance to clinch another series with Gregory Soto 1 out away against the Giants. 2 on, Giants down by 1, J.P. Crawford at the plate. In there with the sinker, strike 1. Soto, of course, acquired by us at the trade deadline, and Crawford chasing the slider low and away. 2 strikes. Got him with the fastball. Soto slams the door, and he records his 11th consecutive save. The first opportunity we gave him, he blew the save. And that was after Taylor Rogers had lost his closing job because of a series of blown saves. 11 straight now for Soto, solidifying that role and handing the Rockies another series win. Fantastic start to the month of September, and they do sweep the Giants, winning 8-7 in the finale. And they scored all 8 of their runs in the first inning and then nearly blew it. Gregory Soto saved that game as well, and the Rockies now move 3 games up on the LA Dodgers. Haven't had a lead like this in a while, but they lost the series to us. They lost a series here to the St. Louis Cardinals, and now we're moving into our next game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Rockies at 87-53. Here is our MVP candidate, Rafael Devers, 304 average, 41 homers, 98 RBIs. Number 100 could be on base right here. 3-0. Green light, and he's under it. Popped up in front of second base. Devers can't come through there, but has the same opportunity later in the 4th inning. Rockies up 4-0. This one drilled into center, but right at the outfielder. And Devers retired again. Rafi didn't have a big day at the plate. We move ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning. Gregory Soto with 2 on in a 1-run game. This is Bogarts, quick flip, double play, and the Rockies win the game. Soto with save 13 in a row. And the winning ways for the Rockies continue in September. This is when you want to play your best baseball. Gear up for the postseason. Luis Severino gets his 13th win on the year. He's officially rebounded after a lackluster start. The Rockies continue their road trip by winning another series against Philadelphia, moving to 90-53, now putting them 6 games ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers. LA 3-7 over their last 10, and now with a 6-game losing streak. This isn't a team that typically has long losing streaks, of course. 4-0 here against San Diego. The Dodger bats just ran really cold. They weren't giving up a ton of runs in many of these games, and all the while, the Colorado Rockies have only lost 1 game in the first 13 days of September. 9-5 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Yanni Chirinos gets his 13th victory. This is unbelievable. The Dodgers lose every day for a week straight and are now 7.5 games back of the Rockies. That is a huge lead in September. Colorado is 14-1 over their last 15 games. We are having our hottest streak while the Dodgers are having their coldest. How would things go as we take a trip down to Atlanta? Already up 1-0 in the first inning, and there's our old friend Trevor Story. We have Reed Detmers on the mound, leading the team with 15 wins on the year. A 3.24 ERA is really solid for a player that wasn't expected to be anything more than a 5th starter this season. Getting the day underway. Story turns on one, belted to left, and that one is gone. Detmers leaves it over the plate, and we know well enough that Story can capitalize on those. Next up, Kevin Biggio, tied at 1, sent the other way. It's Devers. Nice throw. 1 down. Next up, Ronald Acuna Jr., 1-0. Jammed him. Popped up behind second base. And play made, that is Ryan Vilade. We go bottom 2. 3-1 count, and Christian Pache hits one weakly. Detmers trying to get there in time, and does by a half step. Pat Valleca, the former Rocky. That is nasty. Change up right on the inside corner. Strike 3, first of the day for Reed Detmers. Shea Langoliers, and the runner takes off from second base, and Johnny Schaefer helps out his starting pitcher by getting an out here with his arm. Why do they keep testing the best young catcher in Major League Baseball? Detmers has 17 quality starts in 29 tries. I find that to be so astounding because he had an inconsistent track record coming into the year and isn't a pitcher who typically does well beyond 80 pitches. He really needs to get into a groove early, and he's done that plenty of times. However, sometimes he does struggle with his command. After getting his second strikeout, he walks Trevor Story, trying to be a bit more careful than the last time. And Story swipes second base. Schaefer can't get him. A chance now for Biggio. Sent the other way into left center field. Dumped in for a hit, and Story was hustling the whole way. Braves take the lead on a really nice swing there by Biggio. Not expecting to give up a hit on that pitch. 2 strikes on Ronald Acuna Jr. as he's out in front of that curve. 2-2 again. Watch out. Got to be careful with some of these. Sent the other way. In for a single. Some good battles here out of the best players on the Braves. Yoan Moncada into left, and thankfully right at Geronimo, who ends the 3rd inning. Taking this into the 4th, Christian Pache Weakly hit over Detmers. Barehanded, got him at first. Love the way Ryan Valade plays defense. Pat Valeka. There's a strike at the top of the zone there with the fastball. And returns with the changeup a bit high. 0-2. Got him! What a pitch. Completely fooled him with the slider. Strike 3. I had no idea Detmers was playing here to potentially lead the league in wins. Not an important stat to chase, but, you know, someone's got to be in first, and why not our guy? Another strikeout for Detmers, really adding him on here. He's got such good stuff. But he would only go 5 innings in this game, so it's like a below-average start for him this season. He didn't even go 6 innings. Tony Losi enters. This one's hammered to center, and the play is made. Losi getting a chance after getting Major League experience last season and continuing to show that he's a Major Leaguer, not a AAA pitcher. Gets a 3-up, 3-down inning, and he's allowed to keep going in the 7th. And somehow that finds its way through the shift into right center field. One on. Here is Langoliers. And that's sent to right center field. And Nimmo doesn't have the speed to cut it off. Extra bases. This could be a run. And no throw home. Atlanta makes it a 3-run game. And that means it's time to bring in some of our best pitchers. We got Lucas Sims. Sub-2 ERA. Runner at third. Here's Trevor Story. 3-2, 1 down. Story patiently takes the walk. And that brings the tying run to the plate. 2-hitter Kevin Biggio. Sims ahead. 1-2. On the ground, right at Bogarts. Out there. Double play. And Sims holds this game with a 6-3 score. And we move ahead into the 8th inning with Trey Turner. That's left up. Nice play at third. And how about this throw? They got Trey before he was like within 15 feet of the bag. That's a pretty fast play over there at third base. I'm quite impressed. Still a 3-run game though. Lucas Sims facing Acuna, and that's sent the other way down the line. And it's going to rest right in the corner with Brandon Nimmo chasing after it. A bit surprised Acuna didn't try to go to third base. But he knows it's a 3-run game. 2 batters later, Acuna is now at third, and down goes Pache. Lucas Sims, an all-star this year for a reason. And Pat Valeka can't sneak it through. Valade with the play. And we'll keep this lead going into the 9th inning. Top 9, Johnny Schaefer at the plate. He'll take the walk on 5 pitches. Next up, Ryan Valade, 0 for 3. The Rookie of the Year jammed into right, and that's going to drop in. First 2 reach. So we're going to bring in Keon Broxton. He's here to pinch run, but also, let's get 2 into scoring position here. Let's just put down a bunt. No, not like that. That didn't work. 1 down. Next up, you got Brandon Nimmo. On the ground. Every clip in this game is just highlighting his lack of speed. He's a really good player, but yeah, speed's his one major weakness. 3-run game, you know what that means. Bring in Gregory Soto. Looking for 14 straight. Seth Brown first up. He fouls off the fastball. 1-2. Struck him out. 8 hitting Shea Langoliers into right center field, and he will reach. Looks like extras once again. Braves get a base runner. Jordan Westberg off the bench. Popped up shallow left. Here comes Geronimo. Easy play. 1 more. Trevor Story. 2-2 from Soto. That's low. Full count. If Story reaches, the tying run is at the plate. Got Got him with the fastball. Soto with the save. 14 straight. The Rockies win again. Everything seems to be coming together. Couple home runs in this game. David Geronimo continues to play well. We're 8.5 games up on the Dodgers. They are 1-9 over their last 10. We lose the second game to Atlanta, but we don't lose that series. Next up, the Nationals. We split the first two. I think we're going to win this one. Devers was a triple shy of the cycle, and he'll end up a little bit short on this swing. But 14 more runs for the Rockies. Yes, another series win for the Red Hot Rockies, closing in on a division title. This is as close as it's ever been in this series. And we're about to take on the Dodgers once again, while they are stuck in their biggest losing streak perhaps of the entire series. 11 games back suddenly. When we started this episode, they were in first. However, they have lost 13 consecutive games. 13. They are 4-14 in the month of September and haven't won since the 6th. Over 2 weeks have passed. The offense is not producing. Over this stretch of games, they scored, I believe, 40 runs in 14 games. And that's just over 3 a game. The Phillies are on their heels now, trying to sneak in as a wild card. There is a chance the Dodgers could miss the playoffs. And meanwhile, the Rockies are 1 game away. The magic number is 1 to win the NL West for the first time in team history. We're back in Coors Field. The Rockies over 10 games up on the LA Dodgers. We've never been here before. We have Luis Severino taking on Walker Buehler. Our best versus their best. We're going to take this into the 5th inning. 4-1 Rockies. Sevy still in there facing Mookie Betts. Up the middle, grounded through, base hit. Here is Carlos Asuaje. Betts takes off. Schaefer to second. Can't get him. Schaefer's missed again. 3-1. Taken low. Dodgers desperate to end this losing streak. They need a win. Tying run at the plate and a drive into center field. Under it, Guerrero is retired. 2 down. The inning left up to Cody Bellinger. To first and picked by Josh Bell. The play made. Rockies still up by 3. Let's go to the offense. Facing Walker Buehler. Xander Bogaerts with 1 down. Curveball left up and hammered to left center field. There's extras for Bogaerts. On his way to second, and he'll hold up there. Johnny Schaefer later in the inning. Runners at the corners. Fastball away. Hits the zone. Backing him off the plate now. 3-2. Got him looking. Buehler trying to keep this game within reach. Ends the inning there with a strikeout. Severino into the 6th inning. Rios can't get this one past Valade. Got him with the throw. Nicely done. Here's Gavin Lux. Fouled off the fastball. Ooh, he's behind it. Sevy's got him 0-2. Chased it in the dirt. And Schaefer to first. That's a strikeout. However, Luis Severino would have to exit the game. Clutching his elbow, and you do not want to see that. An elbow injury immediately takes your mind to the possibility of needing Tommy John surgery. But we'll have to learn more after this game. Taylor Rogers enters and ends the 6th inning. Rockies still leading. It's up to the bullpen now. Here's Ryan Valade. Curveball up and base hit left field for the Rookie of the Year winner. Brings up Ryan Reynolds off the bench. Fouled off that slider. And 1-2. Belted to left field. Reynolds crushes it. A 2-run homer. And the Rockies open it up to 6-1 over the LA Dodgers. That's a beautiful swing right there on a curveball that just stayed a little too up. 6-1. Lucas Sims facing Mookie Betts. Nice job, Valade. Bogarts finishes the job. Double play. Valade is so good at second base. He's almost too good to be playing second base. Sims would give up a homer in the 8th inning to Carlos Asuaje, making this 6-2. Still some work to do. Not a save situation, so it's Dominguez who gets the 9th inning instead of Soto. Gavin Lux. Fouled off the fastball at 98. That's a tough slider inside like that. 0-2. He got him on 3, hitting triple digits. Nasty stuff. Michael Conforto. Sent the other way. Here's Geronimo. He's got it. And the Rockies, 1 out away from history. They have never won an NL West title in team history. Herrera down the line but foul. Everybody on their feet in Coors Field. 2-2. Popped up behind Valade. He goes back and secures it. The Rockies are NL West champions for the first time in team history. It's about time. And Rocktober is right around the corner. What a team and what a season. One of the biggest goals of this series has finally been accomplished. We've won the NL West. We did it by beating the Dodgers in Coors Field. And on top of that, Luis Severino is going to be all right. It was just elbow inflammation. He will not miss any time. We avoid a wild card scenario. We're 12 games up now on the Dodgers. And we send them to their 14th consecutive loss. Philadelphia, do you want this spot? The Diamondbacks are kind of out of it at this point, though. 6 games back in the wild card. They peaked early in the year, but haven't kept up their momentum in the second half of the season. The Rockies, meanwhile, playing some unbelievable baseball. They win the first game against the Dodgers. And in the next game, Josh Bell has suffered the biggest injury of our season. A torn MCL will end his year. Wow. Bell has at times been the best hitter in this offense in his 2 years here. He's been such a key addition to the team. Adds significant depth to the lineup, and he's a switch hitter. We don't have a lot of left-handed bats that we can count on, outside of Rafael Devers, of course. So at this stage, that is a massive loss for us, and leaves a hole in the lineup in the 2 spot and at first base. Corner infield depth is not one of our strengths. We have some young guys who could be all right, but I feel like the best way for us to address this is to shift everybody over. Devers to first, Xander Bogaerts to third, and Trey Turner returns the short, putting Brian Reynolds in the outfield again to start. Kind of giving us a similar lineup that we had at times in years past. We're going to then add Grant Levine to the active roster for first base depth. But that is one challenge for us going into this late season stage where we've already clinched the division but are trying to position ourselves for postseason success. The Dodgers trying to get back in the win column. In the next game, it's Alex Reyes versus Rafael Devers. 1 down here in the 9th. Turned on and sent to right field. Tie game. You can't sneak that one by Rafael Devers, number 46. I don't want to see this Dodger losing streak end today. Tied at 5. Bogaerts draws the walk. Rockies with a chance to walk this game off. David Geronimo, 3-1. In the air to right. Over to the line. That play is made. Here's Trey Turner back at shortstop and hits it to short. And the inning comes to an end. We go to extras against LA. Putting Sir Anthony Dominguez on the mound. He's our 10th inning guy if we get there, because of his strikeout abilities with runners on base. But that one is past Devers at first, and it should be enough. And maybe we could have been competitive there throwing to home, but didn't. 6-5. Here's Guerrero, and that's a base hit the other way. And moving from first to third now, and the Dodgers continue their scoring chances. We'll bring in the lefty Gregory Soto to try and limit the damage here. Not a save situation, but the time to bring him in the game. Rios falling behind, 2 strikes. Got him with the fastball. So they get 1. Rockies go to the bottom of the 10th inning looking to at least match. And they start off with a 4-pitch walk to Johnny Schaefer. Ryan Valade, 0-2. Good fastball missing. The pitcher is Giovanni Gallegos. And that's a perfect pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 swinging. We bring in Michael Tolia. And he's under this one in the air to right center field, but room. And caught by Betts. 2 down. It all comes down to the veteran, Brandon Nimmo. And Gallegos delivers another perfect pitch with 2 strikes. And the Dodgers streak ends after 15 consecutive losses. It's a very key win for them, trying to stay ahead of the Phillies, and they do maintain that 2-game cushion. The Reds have gotten hot, by the way. We finish off that series and move on to San Francisco. We win that series. And then, against the Nationals, we got Gregory Soto here in a tough spot. Rockies up by 1. 2 on, 1 down. And this is a base hit to left field. Geronimo comes up throwing. Can't get there. And Soto has the save blown for the first time since his first opportunity. Behind the bag, out at second. We just get the play there, and would end up going to extras against the Nationals. Omar Narvaez, and he sends this the other way. How do they always give Geronimo these opportunities? He can't make the throw. Nationals go up by 1. Carson Kelly into right field, and that one is down. Really highlighting one of our great weaknesses, the corner outfield defense. That's not close. 5-3, we go bottom 10. Facing one of our old pitchers in this series, Jose Alvarado. That's a pop fly by Schaefer. And it all comes down to Trey Turner. Strike 3 swinging. That's our first series loss in the month of September. Not a damaging one, however. We had 99 wins and come up with our 100th in the next game against Washington, winning 3-2, and Soto gets back in the save column with number 17. Earlier in the year, I thought this might be a big series for us on the road in Arizona. Turns out it doesn't even matter. We've clinched. The Dodgers have clinched their wild card spot. The Phillies just couldn't keep up. And the Diamondbacks are out of it, playing 500 ball all of a sudden. And we have the number 1 seed wrapped up. So September couldn't have gone much better for the Colorado Rockies. That takes us to game 162. We won't spend much time here. I had basically the entire bench out there to play. Trey Turner and a bunch of backups. And we're leading in the 9th inning. How about that? We got Grant Levine getting his first major league opportunity and drawing a walk. Top of the order up with Jacob Pearson. He walks as well. So we have a bit of a chance here. And Keon Broxton. Hey, he's actually been hitting okay. 3 for 9 in his opportunities. Well, that one is by him at 97. 0-1. Watch out! Broxton launches the bat. And now 2 strikes. Patient. Count goes 3-2. Got him with the fastball. 3-2 Colorado. And it's not Gregory Soto coming out for this save opportunity. It is Tony Losey. First major league save opportunity. How about this? 1-run game sent the other way. That is extras for Victor Caratini. And he's into second base. Kevin Made, top of the order. I like Kevin Made. And he tries to put down a bunt, and they thought they could get the squeeze play by us. That is a mistake. 2 outs now for Arizona, and Losey hits the inside with the slider. 0-2. Right back to Losey. Rockies win the game to finish the regular season off. A 102-win season. Division champions as well. #1 seed in the National League. What more could you ask for from the regular season? I wish we had Josh Bell healthy. That is the only injury we have going into the postseason now. And we carry a lot of momentum after a dominant September. We now get the luxury of waiting to see who wins that National League wildcard game between the Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds. We've played in this game twice, and it's not a fun game to play in after a 162-game grind. Even if you're playing well and feeling good, one game is not comforting. And I am interested in streaming a little watch party of this game. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night. A little extra piece of content. I think it'd be a lot of fun to watch this game and see who our opponent ends up being for the NLDS. And of course, we move on to the postseason, and they clear out all the stats here for some reason, so I can't sort all that stuff nicely. But Rafael Devers kept his name in the MVP conversation. I felt like David Geronimo had a tremendous second half of the year. Xander Bogaerts was a very quality signing. And after shaky starts with our pitching, I love where everything ended up. And we had Luis Severino put together a really good year. And Reed Detmers, one of the best in all of baseball. Gleyber Torres is the National League MVP, just beating out Rafael Devers, who would have had his second MVP of the series. In the American League, it went to Juan Soto, of course. However, Cy Young, we have our second winner of the series, and out of nowhere, it is Reed Detmers. He was so good this year and developed at such a rapid pace. He did not start out playing like a Cy Young winner, but for much of the year, he was one of our best pitchers. And with that, everybody, we are prepared for the postseason. I can't wait. It's great to be back here playing in the NLDS, and we'll find out our opponent. I like to stream that game and get us on to the NLDS this coming week. Let me know what you think, everybody. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, and also leave your thoughts down below in the comments. What did you think of our September? Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and have a great day. See you next time.